There are many different turns and rotations in tango because as you're moving around the dance floor, quite often you find there's nowhere to go, so you dance on the spot for a while and then progress forwards when there's more space. So it's not really a very linear dance. One of these turns is where the leader largely stays still and the follower moves around the leader, clockwise or anti-clockwise, doesn't matter which. This is known as a giro. It's spelt G-I-R-O, so like gyroscopes, it's that kind of route. So it's all to do with turning. I think giro just means to turn. Yes. The classic giro that you will learn is going to be something along the lines of that. Yeah. Follower has gone all the way around me in a complete circle. I haven't moved. So you think, okay, there's not much for the leaders to do there, the followers have to do it all. No. This is all led, every single part of this, the sequence of steps, the direction of the steps, everything is led. More than that, I've got to do the whole thing whilst pivoting on one foot. So ideally, if I'm going that way, I'll pivot on my left foot, and if I'm going that way, I'll pivot, or if she's going that way, I'll pivot on my right foot. So, for this one, we'll do the same one again. I'm now going to aim her just past me, close past me. Now my weight at this point is now on my left foot. My right foot is free, and I'll kind of use that to sort of nudge me round a little bit. There's other things you can do with that foot later on, but for now I'm just going to use it to nudge me round. So I'm going to lead her forward with a forward step, like forward ocho. When she gets there, I'm going to pivot her to face me. Then I'm going to lead her in a side step. Then I'm going to pivot her all the way around and lead her in a back step. And then finally a side step, and that will line us up so that we can then just walk out of it. Yeah? So what do I mean by forward steps, side steps and everything, and how do I control this? It's all to do with this hand to start with. So, this controls how far away she goes. If I let that hand out, that's it. So when I lead her forwards, she'll tend to go in a straight line over there. But I want to lead her around me, so I keep a little bit of a hook. I don't grip, there's no claws in tango. I just keep a bit of a hold on her rib cage, I suppose, isn't it? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And lead her around. So the distance she moves, or distance away from me she is the length of my arm. Yeah, and it's going round in a circle, not going away from me. So I lead her around me. When she gets there, I then pivot her to face me from the shoulders, which is hard to do when you're looking that way. Now, a side step again, but again, because I'm keeping this connection here, it's not away, it's around. The back step is a bit harder. I have to pivot her, and followers, you have to have quite a lot of dissociation here, so your hips rotate further than the shoulders. So then step backwards, pivot around, and side step. And we walk out. So for me, what I'm doing the whole time is I'm leading, the hips are catching up. Leading, hips are catching up. Leading, hips are catching up. Practice that on your own at home or wherever. So get a nice a floor that's got a bit of slide to it, and you can turn your shoulders, then let the hips catch up. Turn your shoulders, let the hips catch up. And you can see my feet are staying together. I'm not doing that. I'm keeping my weight on my left foot as I turn, on the ball of my left foot as I turn. All the time we're doing this, we mentioned it during the ochos, we want a telescopic connection. Sorry, I'm starting that way. So there's a little bit of movement there, not much happens. Here, as I turn her to face, this connection slides. side step. Here, I pivot around. We've got a slide quite open here. It's quite hard to see from this direction. We'll show you again from there. Back step, side step. So for that connection there for the back step, so if you're on your right, I pivot, we've opened that connection up. Yeah? So it all slid around a little bit. So when you're going round your partner, followers, be careful not to, what I call, choke the side step. It's very easy, it seems, from watching people in classes, it's very easy to confidently do the forward step, pivot, and then go for the side step. And then you've got miles to go for the back step, and then for the side step. If they're being led the same, step the same. And don't automatically assume that once you've turned, you're going to change weight. No, you're not. You're going to step, turn, and wait. And then will be a side step. So, if you can show a sort of choked side step for a second. So, forward, yeah, and then, yeah. Now what do I do? She should be over here. But now I've got to aim her there, and it's, yeah, we haven't got there. And it's because the side steps aren't big enough. They're not the same size as is being led, or they're being automatically added, the follower's automatically adding them to the end of a pivot. So if you think about any kind of a pivot, step, and then automatically adding a change of weight, she's gone past where my lead is. She's gone, so we've gone from there, and she's left me. She's away from the connection.
On the wrong foot.
On the wrong foot. Yeah. Aim. Now ideally, for the standard hero, you want to get round in four steps. What we were doing there was a forward step, a side step, a back step, and a side step to finish. If your hold is too open, and you think you can dance tango out here, first step might kind of work, second step there, third step there, fourth step there. We're never going to get round in the right number of steps. Why is that? It's because the distance around the outside of a circle gets further the bigger the circle is. So the further away she is, the more steps she's going to need to get around. So tango is very much a close hold dance. You have to be relatively close to your partner in order to be able to get her to go around in the right number of steps. So followers, just as a little aide-memoire, so to speak, when you're going anti-clockwise around your leader, you're pivoting anti-clockwise as well. Anti-clockwise. Whereas when you're going clockwise around your leader, you're pivoting clockwise. So you're going in the same direction, whichever way you're turning, you're going in the same direction on your own as you are around your leader. Followers all the time when you're pivoting. So you are pivoting feet together. And you can see that I'm turning a little bit at the shoulders and the hips are rotating a bit more. Try and make it smooth. Yeah? So try and make it smooth. What we don't want is too much twanging and snapping in tango. So as we start off, the first step there, that'll be all right. Get to there, twang, yeah, twang, yeah. We don't want to make it too click, click, click. We want everything to glide from one step into another. Now, obviously, what goes clockwise or what goes anti-clockwise can go clockwise. So. If I aim her that way, forward, side, back, side, walk out. Ideally, I'm turning to the left, my weight is on my left foot, I go anti-clockwise there. When I'm turning to the right, my weight goes on my right foot, I turn there. Yeah? Last thing, leaders. When you're actually leading her, this is very much led from the chest. It's not led from the arms. And you can always tell if it's led from the arms if this happens. See, I lead her and then have to catch up. Whereas what I'm actually after is making the space for her to step into. So by leading with my chest and the frame carrying her into the space, I've made space. My shoulder has got out the way and she's then moved into the space. Whereas if I lead with my arms, she will be colliding with my shoulder a lot of the time. So in and then turn. So if you find that you're sort of ending up with your partner under your arm, it's because you're leading with the arms, not with the chest. Shoulder back, yes. And stand up. All the time stand up. Yeah.
Followers as well.
Followers as well. What we don't want is any diving into it. Everything collides, the stuff goes wrong, heads bump into each other. Keep your eyes aimed at the horizon and we'll go from there. So just as a quick recap, the two directions.